just looking at the previous slokas here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Krishna Saviraj Goswami in this chapter explaining about the love of gopis. Love of gopis. And we all know the love of the gopis is like very pure and very uncontaminated, uninterrupted. Because in the first canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, second chapter explains the shloka. The bhakti for Krishna, the devotion for Krishna should be based on two aspects. Okay, savai vamsam paro dharmo, savai pumsam paro dharmo, yato bhaktiradokshage, ahetvaki apratihata, yayatma suprasidati. That means the love for Krishna, the attraction for Krishna is based upon two factors. Okay, uninterruption and unmotivated. So if ahetvaki apratihata, unmotivated, unconditional. When you love someone based on the conditions, that is not love anymore. That becomes a lust. A love based on a condition is a lust. It's not called love. A love without any expectation is a real love. Okay. And when we're in the spiritual world, we had a loving desire to Krishna. So when the loving desire comes to this material world, it contaminates with the three modes of material nature. The loving potency becomes lusty nature, right? And our serving capacity becomes sense gratification when that is mixed with the three modes of material nature. And we all know that the purest devotees of Krishna are who? The gopis of Vrindavan. And highest is Srimati Radharani. And we have n number of stories. Anyway, let me go to shlokas, then we can discuss more about the stories. So here in fourth Adi Leela chapter 196 shloka, here Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing here. Okay, I'll just read. This is 196. I'll read the translations. Okay, and let's read the shloka as well. Upetyapati sundari tatibir abir abhyarchitam smitankura karambitair natad apanga bhangi satai stanastavaka sancharan nyayana Chankari Kanchalam Vraje Vijayanam Bhaje Vipina Deshata Keshavam. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. So Prabhupada writing here in the translation, I worship Lord Keshava, coming back from the forest of Raja. He is worshipped by the gopis who mount the roofs of their palaces and meet him on the path with 100 manners of dancing glances and gentle smiles. The corners of his eyes wander like large black bees around the gopis' breast. So here, this is from the Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, right, from the Keshavastaka, eighth shloka. Ashtaka means eighth one. Eighth one, he is describing how I worship Lord, the gopis are telling, I worship Lord Keshava. Keshava is Lord Krishna's name. Krishna has different Keshava, Madhava, Madhusudana, except Keshava is one of the names. The Keshava name comes because he killed a demon called Keshi. Okay, that's how this is a pure love of gopis. I worship coming from the forest of Vraja, in Vrajabhumi, Vrindavan, there are n number of stories we can share that how Gopi's love is pure. And you all know the famous story. One time, Krishna gets a headache, right? And Krishna sent his people to get the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees, and they go to different people, right? And nobody agrees to give their lotus dust because they think that if I give my lotus dust to Krishna, it becomes a offense for me. And they wanted to become offenseless, right? And they finally come to the gopis of Vrindavan, and they come and say, I'm seeking your lotus dust for Krishna's headache. Then what do the gopis does? They give, take it. If we are useful for Krishna to diminish his headache, to reduce the headache, it doesn't matter even if you go to hell, but we want Krishna to be safe. So that is what Bhakti was talking about. Ahetvuki, apratihata. They are not expecting anything from Krishna. They are actually expecting negativity, even if they go to hell, but as long as the dust cures the headache of Krishna, will be happy. So, in the material world, what we try to do is Prabhupada says pure devotional service. The pure devotional service, first Bhagavad Gita, first to six chapters explains Atma, Paramatma, impersonal feature, Brahman, Bhagavan realizations, and all these things. In the seventh, eighth, ninth chapters, Krishna talks, actually seventh and eighth chapters talks about mixed devotion, Mishrama Bhakti. He talks about Karma Mishrama Bhakti, Jnana Mishrama Bhakti, and Yoga Mishrama Bhakti. They're all adulterated devotional services we do for Krishna. Why? Our interest comes before Krishna's interest. But still, we do results to Krishna. That's acceptable. As a Grihasthas, we have family and kids. We do Mishnah Bhakti. We do mostly Karma Mishnah Bhakti. We don't do pure devotion. But if the pure devotion like gopis, when you do that, you don't expect anything from Krishna. When we go to Krishna, we have laundry list of items. I want this one. I want this one. I'm chanting 16 rounds. This happening. This not happening in my life. Okay, etc. We put conditions. As soon as the condition comes, that's not pure devotion. That becomes basically a love, not love, it's a lust. Lust means that you want to enjoy independent of Krishna whatsoever. So that is not recommended in the pure bhakti process. Okay, that is the love of gopis. We don't care. We go to hell. That's fine with me, as long as Krishna headache is cured. In the 197, here talks, there is another natural symptom of the gopis, love that shows it is to be without a trace of lust. I already explained lust. Lust, in the spiritual, in the material world, there is no love. Everything is a lust, right? Only the closest love in the material world is a child and a mother. That love is the most close to a love in the spiritual world. Other than that, everything here is a lust, lusty desires. That is to enjoy independent of Krishna, to satisfy our senses before we see Krishna's senses satisfied. We put ourselves in the first. Though we claim to be devotees, but we still have these desires. So that's why the Rupa Goswami Prabhupada explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, was a pure devotion, anyabhilashita shonyam, jnana karmadi anavrutam, anukula yena Krishna anushilanam, bhakti uttama. So when the pure devotion like gopis, anya abhilashita shonyam, I have no other interest whatsoever to serve Krishna. Anya jnana karmadi anavrutam, by jnana, by karma, doesn't matter. Anukula yena Krishna anushilanam. Anukula. I do everything favorable for Krishna. Whatever Krishna said, I will do it. I don't care about my interest. I don't want to put my interest before Krishna's interest. What we do, we accept everything spiritual master says, then selectively, smartly, we select only few of them. That's not the way. You have to surrender, full surrender to the spiritual master. What he orders, what he does, we have to do that. Doesn't matter, that may not be pleasing you, but we have to follow the order of spiritual master. Why? Spiritual master is called a Sevaka Bhagavan, a Sevaka Bhagavan. Okay, so that's how we have to do. Otherwise, our devotion is again mixed. Here, gopis, that love for Krishna is paramount. Paramount. Nothing comes on their way. And we are in the nice mood of coming Kartik, and our Sharad Purnima is coming. Is that 6th or 7th Sharad Purnima? Prabhuji's, Mataji's, anybody on the date? Whatever the date, Sharad Purnima. What happens in Sharad Purnima? Anybody on the call? You can unmute and talk.
It's on 6th, Prabhuji, and Sharad Purnima. All gopis wanted to have association of Krishna, and Krishna invited all gopis. They had a rasa dance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Then on the Sharad Purnima and Vamshi Bhatt, right, Mataji? And the Vamshi Bhatt. He plays his flute. Then the sound of the flute is Krishna's sound. Krishna's flute is so powerful. Krishna's flute is so powerful. He initiates Lord Brahma through his flute. Lord Brahma gets Divya Gyan from through his flute. So powerful when he is playing the flute, all the gopis of Vrindavan, whatever chores they have been performing, they leave it. Somebody was serving their husbands, they give it up. Somebody was feeding their kids, they give it up. Somebody was cooking, चूल्हे के ऊपर दूध लगाया, वो भी छोड़ देता. The moment they hear the voice of Krishna, they leave everything and running towards Krishna. Then Krishna says, "Oh my dear gopis, why did you come leaving your husband, leaving your kids, leaving your in-laws? Go away, go away." They said, "No, Krishna, you are everything for us. Now if you go back, they're going to blame us. You have to accept. You have to accept us now. We are here." So that is the mood of the gopis of Vrindavan. That is the mood you should inculcate slowly. Right? Whatever happens, Anukulayana Krishna Nishilanam Bhakti Uttama. Highest is a devotion for Krishna. Okay. So next shloka explaining that the love of the gopis nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna. Look at that. It is a partnership all the time between devotees and Krishna. It's not that one-way love. The love of the gopis nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna. Look at that. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. Is all the arts are in Krishna, but still the love of the gopis nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna. Right? If Srimati Radharani is not there, Krishna is a zero. We have studied last time. The gopis are so important. The pure devotees are so important. That sweetness in turn increases their love. Okay? The love of the gopis nourishes Krishna's sweetness. That sweetness nourishes their love. Look at this. It is a vice versa, mutual. Mutual. Goes from love, Krishna's sweet. Comes from Krishna, they get it. This is the partnership business between devotees and Krishna. For they are greatly satisfied. Fully satisfied. What is that satisfaction comes? सवैवं संबरो धर्मो यथो भक्तिर्दोक्षजे अहेत्व की अप्रतसा यायात्म सुप्रसिद्ध थी. That means that suprasiddh, that gives the happiness to the devotees of Krishna when you do unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service to Krishna. That is what gopis are hankering. That's what gopis are doing. That's what we need to learn from the gopis, how to be a devotee of Krishna. Right? The 199 here. The happiness of the abode of love is in the happiness of the object of that love. This is not a relationship of the desire for personal gratification. Okay, the happiness of the abode of love is in the happiness of the object of that love. Our happiness comes by Serving Krishna, happiness that object is here is Krishna. This is not relationship of desire for present. There is nothing like for me enjoy personal gratification. No, because what happens is the moment we serve the Krishna, our senses get automatically gratified. Why? Because we are part and parcel of Lord Sri Krishna. Rishikeshena, Rishikeshu Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchate. We try to satisfy the senses of Krishna, our senses automatically get satisfied. You don't have to a separate endeavorment to satisfy our senses. Because Krishna is a assume mathematics, superset. Krishna is a superset. In that superset, we are all subsets. When the superset is satisfied, within the superset, all the subsets are automatically get satisfied. We are part and parcel of Lord Sri Krishna, serving him satisfies us. Okay. Last but not least here, the sloka here, Prabhupada explains in the translation, whenever there is unselfish love, look at when there is a unselfish love, that is its style. Actually, the true love is unselfish. That is the style of the unselfish love. The reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. Look at how beautifully the reservoir of love derives pleasure when the lovable object is pleased. Who is the lovable object here? Lord Sri Krishna. When he is pleased and the love desires, pleasure comes to us. When the pleasure of love interferes with the service of Lord Krishna, the devotee becomes angry towards such an ecstasy. Here Prabhupada beautifully writes in the purport. As mentioned above, the gopis are the predominated lovers. They are the predominated lovers. And Sri Krishna is a predominator. Predominator. The beloved. The love of the predominated nourishes the love of the predominator. Right? The gopis had no desire for selfish enjoyment. Their feeling of happiness was indirect, for it was dependent on the pleasure of Krishna. If the Krishna is satisfied, they get satisfied. So their happiness is not a direct, it's indirect. Why? Because it depends on Krishna's direct happiness. Causeless love of Godhead is always so pure. Love is possible only when the predominant is made happy by the happiness of the predominator. When the Krishna is satisfied, the predominated would get happy, satisfied. Such unadulterated love is exemplified when the lover deprecates her happiness. Okay, if it hinders her from discharging her service. So that's how devotees get the pleasure. Okay. So what I would do is, there are not much discussed in this purpose. I found one class from Prabhupada talking about this one. So let me know when you all see this screen. Are you seeing this, the gopis example of the purest law?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, ठीक है चलो. Either we can see here, right? The gopis example of the purest love. This is the class given Prabhupada in the New York City in 1973 on May 22nd. As the great devotees Bhishma prepares to leave this world, he remembers Lord Krishna's greatest devotees. And we all know that Krishna will be happy when you glorify his devotees, right? When Bhishma Pitamaha was sleeping on the deathbed, not sleeping, he was there, deathbed. And what happened was, to glorify Bhishma Pitamaha, Lord Sri Krishna brings Pandavas closer to him on his deathbed, right? And then the Rajaniti is delivered by Vishnu Pitamaha to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Krishna could have given that as Bhagavad Gita given to Arjuna, but Krishna wanted to always give credit to his devotees. To glorify Vishnu Pitamaha, Pandavas comes to the place where Vishnu Pitamaha was lying on the deathbed. And as soon as Vishnu Pitamaha sees Pandavas, he says, anybody remember one line he says? He says, Aho kastamo anyayam yohehi kurunandana. He says, my dear Pandavas, Aho kastamaho anyayam. You have went through a lot of difficulties, and lot of injustice happened to you. But you all survived. Why? Because you have taken the shelter of Vipradharma Achyuta Ashraya. Vipradharma Achyuta Ashraya. Vipra means Brahmana. Dharma means religion. Dharma Achyuta. Achyuta means Lord Keshava, Krishna. Achyuta means faultless. The meaning of Achyuta means faultless. Who is that? Krishna. Because you have taken the Vipradharma Achyuta Asraya, you have survived until this point. And you become victorious as well. Then Bhishma Pitamaha starts explaining about the Rajaniti, how to rule the country to Yudhishthira Maharaj. In that context, here Prabhupada is giving an example, the gopis example of the purest love. Okay. So Bhishma Pitamaha remembering the Lord Krishna's greatest devotees. Okay. Here, Krishna's greatest devotees are simple village girls who love him without caring for his godhood. If you go and tell somebody in Vrindavan Krishna is a Lord, they don't honor that. For them, Krishna is a just their family member, right? When Krishna plays with his friends, Sudama, Subal, Madhumangal. So, and all these, when Krishna tries to explain to them God, they said, Are, bakwas mat karo, you are not a God. Sometimes Krishna shows his 400 Narayana form. Hey, दो हाथ किधर से लाया तुम क्या कमाल कर रहे so these Krishna's friends they never believe never because they will put in the Yogamaya potency and they never deliver Krishna is a God. They think just a son. Even our Damodara Lila is coming now, starting next week, Damodara Astakam. That Mother Yashoda also never trust that his son is a God. He is my son. I have to take care. Vatsalya Prema. I have to take care of his son. So in this, Prabhupada explains his friends are very loving without caring for his childhood. These girls are. Hmm? And without caring for his godhood, they don't think Krishna is a God. He is my lover. So here Prabhupada is explaining how the Krishna's greatest devotees are simple village girls who, without caring for his godhood, Lalita Gati Vilasa Valgusha. So this sloka, let my mind be fixed upon Lord Sri Krishna, whose motions and smiles of love attracted the damsels of Brajadam, the gopis. The smiles and love. The damsels imitated characteristic movement of the Lord after his disappearance from the Rasa dance. The Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto 9th chapter 40th sloka. We all know that what happens in the Rasalila dance, right? And Rasalila dance going on very seriously, and suddenly Krishna disappears from the scene. And we have no rest what happens. They start searching for Krishna. So why? Because Krishna disappeared, because every gopi was thinking that Krishna is mine. And Krishna expanded into that many Krishnas. And every gopi thinks that Krishna is dancing with me. And because of that, they got a little bit of proudness that Krishna is mine. To, to suppress that, Krishna disappears from the scene. And she goes with the Radharani gone, and he goes and Radharani Krishna goes somewhere else. Then gopis are looking for Krishna very, very seriously. So here, Prabhupada, somebody is reading, by intense ecstasy in loving service, the damsels of Rajabhumi attain the qualitative oneness with the Lord by dancing with him on equal level, embracing him in nuptial love, smiling at him in joke, and looking at him with a loving attitude. So, for the mundane people, this attraction between gopis and Krishna looks like a mundane love. Lust, I would say. There is no love in the mundane lust. That's why Prabhupada and devotees never discuss about the Ras Leela or about Srimati Radharani much because of our association with the material nature, our thinking always go in the material mode. We start interpreting things very incorrectly, and that is an offense. To avoid that offense, to make us in the comfortable position, Prabhupada never discussed about much about Srimati Radharani or Rasa dance. Okay, that's the reason why. Because we however purity we maintain, still because of the three modes of material nature we associated with that, our diversion will take little bit away, and we start thinking mundane way. So that's why it is not recommended to for the except for the advanced devotees who are in the level of Nishta, Prema, Bhava at that point level, then they understand their constitutional position in the spiritual world, their identity. At that point, that will be revealed. Otherwise, it becomes like a offensive nature as well with our limited knowledge. So the relation of the Lord with Arjuna is undoubtedly praiseworthy by devotees like Bhishmadeva. But the relation of the gopis with the Lord is still more praiseworthy because of their still more purified loving service. Look at that. Because Arjuna had a Sakya Bhavit, but the gopis' love is more praiseworthy because they are in the conjugal love with Krishna. That is sacred, that is the highest loving service, purified loving service. Again, the moment we say love, we contaminate our consciousness with the material lust. So, not that. Not that. By the grace of the Lord, Arjuna was fortunate enough to have the fraternal service of the Lord as a chariot driver. But the Lord did not award Arjuna with equal strength. The gopis, however, practically became one with the Lord by attainment of equal footing with the Lord. So even Arjuna and Krishna, but there's some distance maintained. Well, Lord did not award Arjuna with equal strength. But in case of gopis, Krishna becomes subservient to them, totally surrendered to them, because their love is pure, pure, as pure as Ganges water. Very clear. That's why attainment of footing with them, they start dancing with him, Krishna. That much closeness Krishna maintained with Gopi, because that is the highest. If somebody asks what the highest devotion, who is the highest devotees of the Krishna, the gopis of Vrindavan. Okay, the highest love. Srimati Radharani is the highest gopi. Look at her love. We have seen other day in my class that we are talking about Krishna is zero without Srimati Radharani. He is controlled. Madan Mohan and Madan Mohana Mohini. She controls, completely enthralled, encaptured by her love. Krishna. So that is the love. And Bhishma's aspiration to remember the gopis is a prayer to have their mercy also at the last stage of his life. Look at that. Bhishma Pitamaha, he himself is a great devotee of the Lord. He is remembering the gopis as a prayer to have their mercy also the later stage of his life, because he's about to pass his body. We all know that, right? He was just waiting for the last breath. And he is seeking blessings from the gopis. It means how purified the love of gopis here is. The Lord is satisfied more when his pure devotees are glorified. Look at that. That's why Dhruva Charitra, Prahalad Charitra, Gajendra Moksha, especially Kartik is coming. Gajendra Moksha is recommended to read in the Kartik month. Right? How Gajendra was saved. So here the Lord is satisfied more when pure devotees are glorified. And therefore, Vishmadeva has not only glorified the acts of Arjuna, he immediate object of attraction, but also he has remembered the gopis who were endowed with unraveled opportunities by rendering loving service to the Lord. They gave their daughters dust or the dhuli they gave. I don't care if I go to hell, but I want my Krishna to be happy. I want my Krishna's headache to be cured. With that small example would give how much devotion they have for Krishna. Most of the time, what we do service, we try to secure our position first, then we go to service. Right? Most of the time. We try to secure, am I comfortable? Okay, I have everything, now I can chant. Or am I okay now? I am everything is fine, then I'll chant. No. Chant regardless whatever happens in our life. That would be the love for Krishna. Krishna doesn't matter whatever happens in my life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes one poem, right? I forgot that. Where you're happy, chant. When you're sad, chant. In the morning, chant. In the evening, chant. When you have money, chant. When you don't have money, chant. That's the only solution. That is love for Krishna should have love. The gopis, equality with the Lord should never be misunderstood, be like a Sayujya liberation or impersonalist. Again, when they say they're uniting, doesn't mean they're combining, right? Their identity maintained always. Identity is maintained. Gopi is Gopi, Krishna is Krishna. Not like Mayavadis, you impersonal Brahman merge into God. No, that's not talking about it. The equality is one of perfect ecstasy, where the different conception is completely eradicated, but the interest of the lover and the beloved becomes identical. The quality is one perfect ecstasy. Krishna is in ecstasy, gopis are in ecstasy, exchange of love. It's a partnership all the time. Hmm? And the Prabhupada talks about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ramya, we know all know that this very famous sloka, right? Ramya Kachit Upasana Prajavatu Vargena Ya Kalpita. There's no better method of worship than the system invented by gopis. That's the best way to worship Krishna is whatever gopis gave information with that. The gopis' invention of working Krishna was to remain always Krishna consciousness. That is the one. That's what Prabhupada gave us. Love of Godhead. Love of Godhead. Right? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat and Chit you get everywhere. Sat potency you get everywhere. That is Ladini Shakti. No, sorry. Sandhini Shakti. Sandhini is Samvit and Ladini. So Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat and Chit is available, but Ananda part is missing. That is what pure devotion. Without love of God is missing. That was Prabhupada gave us. He came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission was love of Godhead. Today morning in Bhagavatam, we are reading, and finally Prabhupada concludes, back home, back to Godhead. Any Srimad Bhagavatam shlokas you recite and read the purports, or Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada concludes with three things. First one is, he is saying that a devotee is a highest in the sense that if you take devotional service, you don't have to, you are the greatest yogi. He concludes that. Second conclusion is that Krishna is the supreme. Krishna is the supreme. And third conclusion Prabhupada gives is back home, back to Godhead. Take any shlokas, any purpose from Srimad Bhagavatam Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada concludes one of these three. Krishna is the supreme. Devotees are the Parama, this one. And going back home, back to Godhead. So if these three are connected very simply, going back home, back to Godhead, that is our whole purpose here. Back home, back to Godhead. Okay. So here, that is the super excellence here, gopis, without a material profit. That is the super excellence of the gopis. They never care about themselves. They're always looking for the benefit of Lord Sri Krishna. What I can do for Sri Krishna. How I can serve Lord Sri Krishna. Right? That's how it is. I'm just looking for the okay. So that is the super excellence of the gopis. They never expect any return from Krishna. Ahetuki apratihata. Right? That's how. Ahetuki. No expectation. When there's no expectation, there's no disappointment. So I'm just talking about how Prabhupada concludes saying that back home, back to God is Srimad Bhagavatam 4:29-32. I'll just quickly skim through. Yeah, just to give that how Prabhupada explains going back home, back to God. There is fourth canto, right? Fourth canto, 29th chapter, 29th chapter, and 32 sloka here, 31, 32, if you look at here, right? Beautifully Prabhupada concludes here. If you look at here, okay, the last one probably, he says that precious. This is 429, 32. Yeah, 32, 33. He explains beautifully how for control. Yeah, maybe somewhere. It will come close. 33, I guess. Maybe here. Control. Okay, anyway, so probably we conclude that going back to Godhead. Very clear. The only real way to minimize our problems is surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead and give ourselves up to His protection. The Lord, being all powerful, can make arrangements to mitigate our painful life in the material existence. Look at the conclusions are so beautiful, Prabhupada. That so Krishna is the Supreme, again glorifying Krishna. So that's how it is here. So Prabhupada explaining that how they never expect, gopis never expect from anything from Krishna. This was not their business. That was not their business. Expectation is not the business of a devotee. The business of the devotee is only to serve Krishna. But what we turn, we do serve Krishna, we expect something in return. That's not. Krishna, we have done so much for you. You cannot give us this benediction. No, they never ask like that. That is the first class worship, right? I do third class worship. We do something, we expect something. We do something, we expect something. What's the first class devotion? Anyamilashita shunyam. Jnana karmadi anuruttam. Anukulayena Krishna anushilanam bhakti uttama. So Krishna, you take whatever you like from us, but we do not ask anything. Neither do neither do we have any need. This is the gopis worship. We have got everything given to you, and we have no need to ask from you. This is the mood of the gopis. We have to ask for. Right? Before all chanting, we have laundry list of items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We read that. Okay, if this happens, I'll chant 4 rounds. Then if it happens, I upgrade my chanting to 8 rounds. Then I can go upgrade to 12 rounds. Everything, then I'll go to 16 round, I'll take Guru Diksha. So we have a conditional. We do business with the God. That was taught to us since our childhood, that have been taught us since childhood. Because only we go to temple, I have an exam, or I have some problem. But look at the love of the gopis. They never ask anything. And it's called a gratitude versus an attitude. We have an attitude problem. What's the attitude problem? Oh, if you give this one. After giving in spite of all these things, our new list comes again. Oh, now I want this one, this one. So we don't appreciate what he has given to already us. We keep on asking. We forget what he has given to us already. So that's an attitude problem is there. But we never say, Krishna, I'm happy what you gave. And let me take your shelter, your lotus feet, and put my 2 cents for you. Right? I'm happy. That gratitude we never show. We always complains. So that's not the mood of the gopis. The gopis look at Prabhupada's beautiful writing. This is a first class worship. You take whatever you like from us. Look at that, giving mood. But we do not ask anything, neither do we have any need. Even they have need, they're not expressing need. Krishna knows what we want. This is a gopis worship. We have not we have got everything to give you, and we have no need to ask from you. How beautiful this one, when Kunti Maharani was asked by Lord Sri Krishna before he is going to Dwarka. What did Kunti Maharani? Did she put a laundry list? Oh, my elder son had this problem, my second son had this problem, my third son, fourth son, fifth son, fifth son, my daughter-in-law was this job. What kind of? She didn't put all those lists to him. when he came to ask her, my dear Mosi, I'm going to my place, Dwaraka, because I have to take care of my kingdom. My people are waiting there. What did she say? Vipada santu tatatva tatra tatra jagat guru apuno bhavanam darshad apunar bhava darshanam. My dear Krishna, how you want to leave us? He said, no, I was with you, but you went through all the problems. What is the use of staying with me? She said, no, because she knows he's a God. No, 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 don't say like Krishna. You stay with me. I will again go through all the problems. I have no issues as long as you are with me. She did not put a list of items, so I don't want anybody coming again occupying us. I don't want any more troubles. I can go to all the troubles one more time, but provided that you are with me. Pandavas never complained, oh Krishna, we have to go to 13 years, one that is exile, and one Ajnatavasa, this, that, what kind of God you are with me. They never complained. Yes, Krishna, you are with me. Because my karma only is happening. I have to pay price for my karma. I will pay it. I'll pay it. Right? Again, karma siddhanta, whole thing. But that's how a devotee is. Devotees, today morning we are talking about in class as well. Devotees, if the issues come, we don't complain. Because we know this is coming because my karma. If that is the case, how I should deal with it? Because I have a knowledge. Because Rupa Goswami Prabhupada says, our suffering comes with the lack of knowledge, avidya. But I have a vidya now. I should not suffer, right? I give an example of pain and suffering. Devotees have pain, but they don't have suffering. I would say, we have a pain, we don't have suffering. Suffering only when you have avidya, when you have no education. Non-devotees suffer so much. Even the pain is little, they suffer a lot, assuming this will, that one. But devotees, they have a lot of pain, they suffer only little bit. Why? Because we have knowledge. Avidya. We have a vidya. Krishna has given vidya. Prabhupada has given vidya. It's happening because of my karma. Let me face it. I have no problem as long as Krishna is with me. There's a mode of the perception of the problem changes with the devotees compared to non-devotees. We have a perception of the absolute reality, Krishna, Supreme Father, is with me. And our perception, how to perceive things, how to act on things changes. Right? That's how it is. Look at the gopis. You take everything from us, they're offering what they have to Krishna. That is a real devotion. Prabhupada beautiful writing. This is the what is it? First class, he said, right? That is the first class worship. Gopis worship is. Okay. Generally, people worship God because they are needy. Artha, artati. Artha means deceased. Artha means in need of money. People generally go to church or temple when they are suffering from some ailments or need money, or these two classes. Another two classes, Jignasu, Jnani means one who is after pure knowledge. Jignasu means one who is inquisitive. And you know, there are four type of people go to Krishna, right? Karmi, Jnani, Yogi, Bhakti. Hmm? So these two are considered higher section, but they are not bhaktas. There are many philosophers, and they also talk of God, but they are not bhaktas. But because they are talking of God, they are getting some benefit. If you handle fire, you perceive some warmth automatically. They're talking about the God. They may acquire some sukruti in this lifetime, jnata sukruti, some ajnata sukruti. They may talk about God because they're talking about the God words, they get some sukruti and they may chances of becoming devotee maybe next lifetime because that sukruti doesn't go easily. Ajnata sukruti. Unknown pious credits, ajnata sukruti. Right? These four classes of devotees, artha, arthati, jnani, jignasu, because they come to Krishna for some benefit. Somewhere or other, they offer their services because praying in service. There are four kinds of devotees. Sri Prahalada. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Saranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Right? Prahalada said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering Lord respectable worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering Lord's one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with body, mind, words. So BMW, remember BMW, body, mind, words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Archanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. One who has dedicated his life to serve of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood by the most learned person. For he has acquired complete knowledge. Bhagavatam, 7th canto. Vandanam, offering prayers, is service. Who is the best example of Vandanam? But when the service is rendered with some motive to mitigate suffering, artha, this satisfies some inquest, it is not pure devotion. Anything, anyabhilashata shunyam, no other interest, just serving Krishna. Vandanam, who is the example for Vandanam? Akrura. Shravanam, Parikshit Maharaj. Kirtanam, Sukadeva Goswami. Padasevanam, Lakshmi Devi. Dasyam, Lord Hanuman. So we have best example for each of them. Atmanivedanam, Bali Chakravarti.
Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj, absolutely. Sakyam, Arjun.
Arjun.
Absolutely. So that's how the Prabhupada explaining the beauties, the dedication of the gopis, their love for Krishna is, again, I remember that first canto, second chapter. And what is that called? The 2 shlokas basically, which relates to pure bhakti. Savai pumsam paro dharma, yato bhakti adokshaja. Adokshaja means Krishna. Adokshaja means Krishna, who is the beyond 3 modes of material nature. Shuddham, Vishuddham, Vasudeva Tattvam. Krishna belongs to Vasudeva platform. No modes. Ahetvaki apithada, unmotivated, uninterrupted. Other one is Anyabhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karma, Anukula Yena Krishna Anushilanam. We can do what is favorable for Krishna. That's how pure bhakti is developed, and that is example Prabhupada gave nicely. The example of first class devotion also, how gopis have that devotion. And Prabhupada giving how this Navavida Bhakti is implemented for attaining the pure devotional service to Krishna. I can go on, I can give this link, you can read, but I just would like to stop here and give 5 minutes for the devotees to, I might have missed a lot of points, like, anybody on the call would like to add some points or some discussion. I'll open the floor for the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Uh, Very nice class, Prabhu.
Ramakrishna Prabhuji, it's nice seeing back again. Long time missing you.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, I have one question. Actually, I would like to learn from you, Prabhu. How to become a first-class devotee with the family responsibilities?
Yes, absolutely.
Fulfilling.
Absolutely.
So,
Because I think in the Bhagavad Gita, I was explaining before, for 1 to 6 chapters talks about Atma, Paramatma, impersonal feature, Brahman realization, Bhagavan realization, etc., etc. And 7th and 8th chapter talks about Mishra Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. So as what happens is that the gruhasthas, right? What happens is we do Mishra, Karma Mishra Bhakti, right? We don't do everything what Krishna is saying. For example, we take kids for the soccer games, basketball. I have all of this. I did all those things, so taking soccer, basketball, some things we do. Okay, so, and we are not doing everything, but we are obligated to do because we have a family. I've accepted. Okay. And our main devotion, especially like prasadam offering and following four regulatory principles, we have to do those. And remaining things, because we have kids, we have to do certain responsibilities, nothing wrong in that one. But as we get older, little older, responsibilities, coming, they're getting enough old, they get married, they're living, then we have to completely become pure bhaktas, like slowly, because our needs also decreases, and our consciousness also get elevated because we have been connected to this transcendental literature every day. Slowly, slowly, it may not happen day one, but slowly, slowly we have to see. Nothing is nothing like hard and fast rule. How should I become a pure devotee? It's a practice. Practice. We have to, when children are kids who are there, we have to work, both have to work sometimes, because in this country we can't, blah, blah, blah. We have to do those things because we have a family. And that is also contributing to devotional service. But it's not a pure devotional. It's like Karma Vishnu Bhakti. But as we get little older, kids are settled, now they got married, this, that slowly, our focus has to be shifted towards pure devotional service to Krishna. Okay, Krishna, you have given me. Okay, I'm done my responsibilities. Let me. And so I was giving class, and Bhakta Viksha 2 weeks back was saying exit plan, right? If you're the software testing teams, we have entrance criteria, exit criteria. If I want to exit from this world, and I am older than most of you, I don't have much time left on this planet now, then I have to prepare my exit plan. What is my exit plan? My exit plan is that I have to give up. I am done enough for the kids, etc. They're settled, they're married, something like that. Then I have to focus on my sadhana, how I become pure devotee, how I can serve more, how I can. So these things, and how I can chant more, or even chanting, how I should attentive chanting. Hmm? These things we have to slowly read more literature, involve in more bhakti. So these things we have to develop slowly, and our consciousness get elevated. There's nothing like, oh, this is pure devotee, this is a rule, this nothing like that. It's always a transition from karma mishra bhakti to pure bhakti. It happens. So as we have to, as I said, we get older, we should exit plan. I am going to exit from this planet maybe in next 15, 20 years. Oh, luckily, if everything is fine. How I am going to exit? What is my exit plan? What I'm going to take with me when I leave this planet, not what I'm going to save for kids. We have to save something, of course. What comes with me when I leave this body? We have to prepare for that. So when you have that consciousness, I am going to exit, and what I should take with me, then everything falls in place. Okay, I have to do chanting, pure chanting, improve my chanting, my sadhana, reading more literature, etc., etc. I have to plan for that. I hope I answered your question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, thank you. It's a great learning from you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, excellent class. You have explained this entrance and exit very well. We can implement in our life.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are going to exit from here, right, soon. Maybe
Right.
somebody 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, doesn't matter. We're going to exit from here. How successfully I should exit?
Now you have created a thought, so it goes on our mind also what I do when I exit.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you. Is Himesh around? Or?
See Mr. Prabhu around, he will close, otherwise we can close.
Okay, anybody wants to add any points here, because I missed a lot of points.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Very nice, beautiful class you gave, Prabhu.
Prabhu ki jai.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Very nice. Yes, exit plan. you are talking about through. So what is the? Can you explain a little bit more about that? What is the process of the exit plan?
What is the exit plan? How I should successfully exit from this planet?
Yes. So what is the process?
What is the process? What Prabhupada gave process? Tell me. You know better than me.
No.
So
That process.
Prabhupada said, first of all, follow for regulatory principles. Take the shelter of a bona fide acharya. Hmm? That you have already done.
Yes.
Then chant. When it comes to chanting, we have to get to the level of Shuddhanam. That's lacking. So how I should achieve Shuddha Nam? Because we Nama Bas, Nama Parad. Nama Parad, I don't think anybody, at least Nama Bas, right? Clearing stage. So how I should clear up that process? In the ladder of Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, there are 9 stages. You all know that, right? Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti. So this pure chanting we cannot do because of the Anartha Nivrutti, unwanted desire sitting in our heart. We all have unwanted desires. That has to be cleared. How? Cheto Darpana Marjana. By the holy name chanting. We have to say seriously, seriously. Again, we try to exit, but Krishna may not exit us because we still have to come back again. But at least we should have a plan. Okay, these things I will do before my exit. And then you can take those ammunition with you when the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego leaves at the time of death. What the people have is death means that they think the physical body is gone, they are died. No, it's only half dead. Only half dead. Only physical body is gone. Our subtle body, mind, intelligence, false ego, they form the next body immediately. We are not dead. It's a long sleep. It's a long sleep. You take
Yes.
one more body. You take as per your desires, inclinations, propensities, you take the next body. Right? If you're a devotee, again, 2.40 Bhagavad Gita confirms you get the human form, and in some Vaishnava's family, etc. Those things would happen. But we should have an exit plan. Assuming this is the last life, Krishna, I wanted to chant as pure as possible. Of course, our Guru Maharaj, mercy, etc. We should have a plan for that one. Otherwise, okay, I got initiation, oh, I'm okay, I'm chanting, blah, blah, chanting. No. We should do sadhana, chanting. We have to come to the level of pure chanting. We may not achieve, but at least we aspire for it. Shuddhana.
Yes. That is the yes, Babu. You are correct.
Again, we may not achieve, but at least have a desire. See, Rupa Goswami Prabhupada writes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what is the qualification for the devotion? Right? Only one line answer is desire to serve Krishna. There's nothing, no big qualification needed. Desire to serve Krishna. That's all. Desire to serve pure chanting. Desire to chant pure chanting. Have that desire. At least Krishna sees our desire. Oh, this guy has a desire. Let me help him. Right?
Yes, Babu. Yes.
That's all. It doesn't cost any money. You don't have to be AWS certified for this one.
No, right.
Right.
Correct. That
Right.
is correct. Yes. Very good, Babu. Dhanyavad
Very
Pranam.
good.
Very
Thank
nice,
you.
Babu.
Again, dear devotees, if anybody has any more question before we exit.
Prabhuji, one more. Can you
Yeah.
explain me Namabhas, what you just
Okay.
said?
There are 3 stages of chanting: Nama Bas, Nama Parad, and Shuddhanam. Right? Nama Parad is called basically what you call offensive chanting. Hmm?
Right,
Offensive chanting. One of the 10 offenses in the morning we read, one of them is
right.
inattentively chanting, etc., etc. So, Namabhas is basically a clearing stage of all these Namaparads. Clearing stage. You try to chant attentively and you regret, okay, I have done this one in the past, I should not do this. So, the clearing stage comes. It takes
Mm-hmm.
time for the clearing all these anarthas. And that stage is better than the Namaparad. Okay? Then when the clearing stage is gone, that may take again several lifetimes also, clearing stage. See, nothing in our hands, only our desire in our hands. Then seeing Krishna our desire, then we may achieve a Shuddha Nam. You know, somebody was asking Prabhupada, how many rounds I have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to go back to Godhead? What did you say? Anybody on the call?
Only one time, right, Prabhu?
Absolutely.
One
One Mahamantra, one time, without offenseless, you can go back to Godhead. Mataji got the point, right? One Hare Krishna Mahamantra offenselessly take us back to Godhead. That means then estimate how offensive our chanting is.
But Prabhuji, we feel someday we did a halfway, it's very good, Shuddha, then halfway we did not do right, last halfway or something. We feel it all the time.
Yeah, you feel it, but yeah. Just keep trying, Mataji. You don't have to worry for these stages when they would come. As you keep on chanting, you will get to know. Krishna gives intelligence. Sitting in our heart is a Paramatma. He sees our desires. He fulfills.
That desire always says, Dadami Buddhi Yogam. I understand.
Dadami vidam yena upayanti te. Dadami buddhi yogantam yena upayanti te. He gives intelligence to us. What's the first two lines? I forgot that shloka. Tesham satati yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam. Pritipurvakam, lovingly chant the name of Krishna. Dadami buddhi. Then he gives dadami buddhi yogantam. Yenamam payantite. How to come to Krishna. This is a very clear-cut process, Mataji. No, we don't need anybody's recommendation here. Okay. Somebody recommends, our spiritual masters are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are also chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada also chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So formula is same for everyone, but realization is different based upon our surrender.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then also all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, I just, it reminded me, Gauranga Prabhu's class one time, he said, that local example from Mumbai, you just stand with that crowd, that force will take you. So if we have association of pure devotees around us, then we get always inspiration from them. And with that force, maybe one day we all will go to maybe together.
Definitely. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. Associate the pure. That's why we take association of the spiritual masters when they come from Prabhupada disciple. Their association is so powerful. Just by looking at them only, our our material desires will be vanquished. They're so pure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, the devotees, if no questions, let us conclude it. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanand Hari Bol.
Thank you, Govardhan Bhakta Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.